this is our first podcast for Young Broke Musicians.
Pretty exciting, isn't it?
I am buzzing.
So, as this is the first episode, we thought, we'd give you guys a little bit of insight to how we started in music, a little bit of a backstory.
And what we've done. Yeah, like our little music CV.
A little music resume, as they say, isn't it? Basically showing off.
This is the time that we can show off.
Our time to shine. So, Roxy, fire away, because your one is far more impressive than mine.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's more impressive. I wouldn't say it's more impressive. Okay, so
there are some pretty cool things on there, though.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Okay. So I started out at the age of 4 going to a little Saturday school called Stagecoach, where I had far too much energy for my parents to handle.
I bet they loved that.
So they basically sent me to stage school on a Saturday. It's called Stagecoach, and I was there for quite a few years, and that helped my parents a lot. And that's where
shout out to Stagecoach.
Yeah, shout out to Stagecoach. Shout out to Mum and Dad as well for putting up with me. So I started there. I then went into an agency called Sylvia Young's, where they got me work such as I was in the West End doing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang at the London Palladium, and the Mary Poppins at the Prince Edward Theatre, where I was Jane Banks, which was an incredible experience.
I bet.
I've done a few adverts such as Lloyd's TSB, Woolworths, and BT Broadband.
Oh, Woolworths.
Oh my god, it was amazing.
I loved how they had that like free pick and mix by the door. That was the best.
It was never free.
Just to be clear, I never stole it, but I know lots of people that did.
So I was on Harry Hill TV Burps. I was on the Disney Channel Awards at the
Royal Albert
Hall. Thank you for that, Connor.
It's all good.
And then I literally picked up a guitar and didn't look back. I started writing my own stuff. I performed for the Italian Embassy.
And it is amazing stuff.
Thank you.
It's amazing stuff.
Thank you. I'm still trying to get Connor to cover one of my songs, which
I will cover
is going to
it.
be his first dance for his wedding.
Yeah, so I'm getting married next year.
You were going to say you're getting engaged.
I'm getting engaged. I'm already engaged, but I'm getting married next year, hopefully, with coronavirus being out the way. Mm-hmm. Miss Rona needs to go away. And who better than my best friend, my big sister, singing my first dance.
Thanks, buddy.
And it's her original song, so it makes it even more unique and special.
Thank you.
But Roxy wants me to cover it.
I certainly do. I really do. I think it'd be amazing.
Just need the words and to figure out the bridge.
Yeah.
And to finish learning your song
you. That's true. So yeah, I've been sort of full-time musician for quite a few years. After I picked up a guitar, I taught myself guitar, and then just started writing really, and I never really looked back.
And that's good, because you've done incredible.
Thank you. Thanks.
It's all right.
Cheers. Sure.
I don't know how I'm going to top that. That is an impressive, very impressive resume. Like, damn, girl. So yeah, I'm Connor Wells. I am a musician from Hertfordshire, like Roxy.
Amazing musician.
You are.
I said amazing musician.
Amazing musician. Well, I can't say that. A trying musician. Let's say that.
Come on then.
A young broke musician.
We're
young
both
broke
young
musician. And yeah, I write my own songs. They're all on Spotify and YouTube and Google and Apple and all that places. I've been gigging for about 7 or 8 years now.
Wow.
Or was it 10? I don't even know. When did I start gigging? I'm not even sure. But I've been gigging a long time. And in the last 2 or 3 years, can I call myself an aspiring YouTuber?
No, you're not aspiring. You are a YouTuber.
See, my audience say I can say that. But I don't know. I don't feel I'm there yet.
Connor is also very modest.
I try. And I'm also autistic AF. We haven't decided if we're swearing in the first episode yet. So I'll just put autistic AF and have an equally unhealthy obsession with macaroni cheese. It is
with
life.
What?
With macaroni cheese.
With what?
Macaroni cheese. Cardinal sin, not saying cheese right. The funny thing is, just before recording this podcast, what did we eat?
We ate macaroni cheese.
We demolished macaroni cheese.
Macaroni.
I'm the gear guy. I'm obsessed with music gear, camera gear. If it exists, I need it. If it has organisation capabilities, I need it.
Yes.
Peter McKinnon camera bag. And
Peter McKinnon is life.
Yeah, but he is. We need to do an episode about him.
Oh my God, we should try and get him on this podcast.
That would be pretty cool. Pretty impossible, but pretty cool. We could do it.
Let's do it.
We could do it. And I believe that I will steal your dog. I don't care how long you've had your dog for. If it's a cute dog, I will steal it. And agree, wasps shouldn't exist, and pigeons should wear nappies.
Pigeons should wear nappies.
If I was Prime Minister, that would be my first call to action. Pigeons wear nappies.
I mean, at the minute, I'm sure the PM has got a few other things on his plate, but...
Yeah, he's a bit preoccupied for my complaints at the moment, isn't he?
If a newborn child isn't enough, he's also trying to save the world.
True. He's doing a job, isn't he?
He's doing a job.
A job.
Moving on, we're not going to be talking about politics on this podcast. So I think we should probably go over what this podcast is about.
Very true. Very true. So we're best mates, aren't we? We're best mates.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we are.
On a good day, that we're best mates, and we've been toying with the idea after editing and filming podcasts of doing our own, and we've decided to do one, haven't we?
We have indeed.
And yeah, we're just talking all things creative, all things music, all things that we've learnt throughout our sort of 10 plus years of gigging and doing creative jobs.
That makes me feel old.
Same.
But I think it's because we started young.
We did. We did get a young start at it.
Yeah. So if you like creative things, and if you like music, and if you want advice, or if you're just interested in the general music news and stuff, then this is the place to come.
Exactly. So hit those subscribe buttons on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're still learning which podcasts have subscribe buttons or not.
Yeah.
But we've also got a YouTube channel now.
We have indeed. So
which is pretty exciting. I
think we'll be deciding whether we want to record these visually as well as audio.
Yeah, so this is episode 1. So we've just done this with just audio. But if you want to see our really, really pretty faces, let us know if you want like a video podcast.
Like biggest influences that we both share.
Absolutely. So before starting this podcast, and we came up with like 32 different topic ideas, and we wrote a whole little sheet of like the first sort of 6 or 7 episodes, and we'd like split them up and stuff, and we agreed, we'll talk about our biggest influences. So fire away, sis.
Okay.
As many.
I think Bryan Adams is a huge influencer.
He should be everyone's influencer.
He's just amazing. I just think he's hilarious and just incredible in every single way possible.
He is.
He's incredible live.
You own something of his.
I do indeed own something of Bryan Adams. I own his guitar pick.
That's pretty cool, owning a guitar pick from someone who is equally as amazing singer and an amazing guitarist as him.
I know, he's amazing. And he literally, just as I was about to receive it, he told me that I look really pretty.
Aww.
I know, he was really cute. I was literally in the front row with my mum. We were screaming our heads off, loving life.
Living your best life.
And he literally looked at me and he flicked his guitar pick at me, and everyone went silent because the guitar pick fell on the floor. And then literally, as I grabbed hold of the guitar pick, I put my arm in the air and jumped up and I screamed, yeah! And then everybody in the stadium was just like, yeah! I was on the camera and everything. It was amazing.
That's pretty sick.
And my mum was like crying.
Oh.
I loved it.
We're probably going to mention your mum a lot because she's an absolute legend, isn't she?
She is a ledge.
She's my hero.
We're going to call her Lady D.
Lady D. That's a good name for her.
Lady D. Just because she's an absolute ledge.
She is. She's my hero.
I own his guitar pick.
That's pretty sick.
And his soul.
And his soul. And all his songwriting royalties.
I wish. Jesus.
Can you imagine?
Oh my God. We wouldn't be young broke musicians then, would we?
We'd be young balling musicians.
So the aim of the game is to basically just turn young broke musicians into young balling musicians. That's what we want. And we want to share our knowledge with you guys to help you guys do the same thing.
Yeah. That's
so
the end goal.
Probably Bryan Adams. I think lyrically he's stunning.
He is.
His melodies are amazing. And I think Yeah, I think he's probably huge for me.
Your biggest influence?
Yeah.
See, I'd say mine. He's a bit of an unknown one, but Grant Nicholas from Feeder.
Okay.
Unknown band. Well, they've had...
No, not an unknown band.
I'd say they're one of those bands, you know the song, but you don't know the name of the band.
Okay.
So if you think Just Today, you know it from like Gran Turismo, like, and whatever game it was in. But loads of people don't know the band name. But Grant Nicholas, as a guitarist and a songwriter, he's probably my biggest influence. I went to see him. I've seen Feeder live 6 times. 6? 6 times. Wow, one of them I travelled all the way to Scotland just to see them.
Wow.
Yeah. It was at this little festival called Loopaloo, which is basically the name of the town called Ullapool, but backwards. And it was called Loopaloo Festival.
I like that.
It was pretty cool. It was only a tiny little festival in front of this massive, like, loch, like, in Scotland. It was really cool. I camped. I was cold.
Nice.
Not nice. It was cold.
Oh, not nice.
But yeah, Grant Nicholas, he's just one of my favourite songwriters, singers. I think he's up there with Tom Petty as well.
Okay.
I love Tom Petty. But yeah, Tom Petty is one of my favourite. Nice, simple songwriter, storytelling lyrics, which is what I like.
Okay. Sweet.
Being local musicians, we're from a county called Hertfordshire, and I think it's fair to say we've got a pretty incredible music community, haven't we?
We so do.
The infamous and famous Bullstock Music Festival Facebook page and Facebook group is the heart of it, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of is. It kind of is. I mean, Bullstock, for those of you who don't know what Bullstock is, or where it is, it's in Baldock, and it is a festival that raises money for charities. G, the organiser, he is a G.
He is an absolute G and should have a statue 20 feet high in the middle of Baldock.
I mean, 100 feet high.
100 feet high, yeah.
He's just an absolute legend.
You know there was a change.org petition for him to have one?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I signed it. Yeah, there was an actual petition for G to have a statue in Baldock.
How did I not know about this? And why
it was a good couple of years ago.
Why is it not up already?
I don't think it got enough. I don't think it got enough votes.
Is that gonna?
Directional.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it got enough votes, unfortunately, which was a pain.
Oh man.
So, G and the Bullstock team and Rob from the Orange Tree have done a pretty amazing thing for
I think it's
us local musicians.
Rob.
Mostly Rob, isn't it?
Yeah. So for those of us who are out of work,
out of job,
due to the coronavirus at the minute,
unemployed musicians,
I mean, bless us all.
One like equals one prayer. It really does.
The incredible Rob at the Orange Tree has basically turned his pub into a store where he can sell all of the essential stuff and help all of the proceeds sort of help the musicians that are local that are out of jobs.
And it's amazing because, it's helped me out, it's helped you out, hasn't it?
It has massively.
And honestly, it's incredible. So
even just knowing that someone's there who actually cares about the musicians and who actually is thinking about the musicians, it has helped a massive lot.
It really has. Because in some people's eyes, we're just the background noise, or we're just musicians.
Yeah.
When there's, in some other people's eyes, much more important things money could be going to. It's just really nice that someone's thought about us, isn't it?
I know, it's lovely. It really is lovely. So we want to say a huge thank you to Rob and to the Bullstock team and to G and to everybody else.
To Lynn
as well.
and Mick, everyone.
Yeah,
Episode 1 of Young Broke Musicians goes out to the Bullstock team and Rob.
It certainly does.
Absolute legends. So that's definitely going to help us. You've put yours into savings. I've put mine into savings as well. And it's gonna help out loads, isn't it?
It certainly is. And I know loads of other musicians have really benefited and really it's kept all of our heads afloat, really, hasn't it, during this hard time?
Absolutely. So we're going to run a episodely or weekly segment on the podcast called Track of the Week. So I've been listening to music non-stop. So when I'm editing photos or when I'm sort of organising stuff, writing out like sort of scripts for my videos, I'll just have lo-fi hip hop beats or just an artist on that I'll just listen to all the way through on Spotify. So a band that I've been listening to at the moment are Angels and Airwaves. They are like the side project of Tom DeLonge, the guy who used to sing in Blink-182. They're and it's also the guitarist is James Kennedy, who's friends with Peter McKinnon, who runs James Coffee Co., where Peter McKinnon sells all his merch.
For those of you who don't know who Peter McKinnon is, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Yeah, he's God. He's absolute God. I should have put him as biggest inspiration.
You should have. Why didn't you? Peter, you should take that personally.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Peter, because he's not only is he an amazing creative, but he's also a drummer. Like, he can drum like hell.
He can drum.
He can drum.
So Peter McKinnon is a photographer. He also does like vlogs and
YouTube tutorials, and he has he has an amazing ability to play drums.
He so does.
I didn't even know until he posted that tweet.
He's just amazing.
He is.
So that is who Peter McKinnon is.
And his friend plays in Angels and Airwaves. So the track I'd recommend is a song called, what's it called? Oh, Rebel Girl. It's like one of their latest singles from their new album, which is coming out soonish.
Okay.
Not really sure when the album's coming out because Peter McKinnon's making a documentary about it, which is pretty cool. So that's what I'd recommend. Rebel Girl by Angels and Airwaves. What about you, Sal?
Okay, I would recommend Dance Alone by Blanks.
Oh, that's a tune.
So Connor and I both went to VidCon this year.
It was our first YouTube event.
It was insane.
It was amazing.
Was it this year or last year?
It was back in February.
Yeah, this year then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's gone really quick, hasn't it?
It has gone really quick. But then again, we have been in lockdown.
We have been in lockdown.
So Blanks were playing at VidCon, weren't they?
They were amazing.
We got to photograph them. And
we did.
Take some nice videos of him dancing.
He dances like a giraffe on roller skates. I love him.
He's brilliant. We got to meet them after as well, didn't we?
We did. We got their manager's card as well.
Oh, so bloody tall.
They're really tall. I mean, he's freakishly tall. I think the only one that wasn't tall was the bass player, little blonde one.
Yeah, and the keys player wasn't as tall as well.
The drummer, though.
He was huge.
He was his brother, wasn't he?
Yes.
That might be why.
Yeah.
He's freakishly tall and thin. Like, the best way to describe him is Melvin from Madagascar, the giraffe.
Oh, but
in a good way. He was lovely.
They were
with his little Californian
lovely.
accent. Or
they're Dutch.
Oh, Dutch. But they said they just got back from California, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
Lucky.
Did. But they've got a song that's called Dance Alone, which is basically his lockdown song. So he wrote this song during lockdown and he released it. And it's a really cool song. So Dance Alone by Blanks would be my track of the week.
And if we had to recommend another Blanks one?
Sweaters is incredible. Sweaters is incredible.
It's like going to YouTube events. Like, we met so many amazing people, didn't we?
We did.
Did some amazing stuff, took some amazing... You made your first vlog.
I did indeed, which is on YouTube.
Which is on Roxy Cell... What is your channel? It's just Roxy Cell, isn't it?
Yeah, Roxy Cell Music.
Oh yeah, Roxy Cell Music.
Yeah.
And yeah, we edited that together and it's brilliant, isn't it? We're really proud of it.
Love it.
You smashed it, mate.
Amazing.
As this is our first episode, we thought we'd also talk about what actually got us into music and what got us gigging and writing and we'll talk about like all the creative stuff like photography and videography maybe in another episode, but we'll do music this one. What got you into music?
Oh, what got me into music? So I had the most ridiculous amount of energy when I was really, really young, and I think my mum and dad just wanted a little bit of a break. So they put me into Stagecoach when I was really young on like a Saturday school, which was really cool. I literally would come home from there and I'd be so tired and my mum and dad would be like, yep, she's done her job.
That's one thing people don't take into account. Singing and editing, creating, it is draining, physically and emotionally draining.
It is.
But it's worth it.
It is so worth it. I mean, I had a few health things in my family whilst growing up, which I'm sure in the next few podcasts we'll get into and stuff. But like for me, like music was my escape.
Definitely.
So I kind of just got into it that way and then picked up a guitar at a car boot sale and taught myself guitar and never really looked back.
True.
Yeah, and then I've been gigging since I was like 15, 16? Yeah, 15, yeah.
I think that's about the same as me, really. But I didn't do, like, musical theatre. So I started off... the funny thing is, I didn't take music as a GCSE. I chose hospitality and catering.
And drag. You started in drag,
and
didn't
drag,
you,
yeah, and drag on the Saturday nights. Shh. We'll get into that on another episode. I'm kidding. I don't do drag. nothing against drag. It's just the top half lets me down. I've got great legs. It's the top half that lets me down. But I didn't take music as a GCSE. Cannot read a single note of music, and I think I had 5 guitar lessons, and then just didn't turn up. To which my mum was not pleased because they were already like prepaid, and I just didn't get it because they were teaching us through like sheet music and notes, and I just didn't like that. I think that's part of my dyscalculia as well, which is like number blindness. So it takes me about 2 years to remember my own phone number, let alone like a license plate.
Really?
Yeah. So there's
What's that called?
Dyscalculia. So it was discovered by accident. There was a doctor who, a man had a stroke, and they did like a brain scan, and the part that registered numbers had shrunk in his brain. He also did other scans on like people who hadn't had strokes, and that part was also shrunk in people who hadn't had strokes. So it was really interesting. And then they called it dyscalculia, so like number blindness. So that's why I didn't go through with my music lesson. So I didn't pick up guitar for about a year. Then I decided to listen to, it was back when Plain White Tees, do you remember Hey There Delilah?
Yeah.
When they were in. So I decided to learn Hey There Delilah, but I'd learn it through ear. So like headphones in and figure out each chord. And that's pretty much how I got into music. And then just sort of turning up at open mics to try and get actual paid work and gigs. Yeah. And then it's just sort of paid gigs. Or is it? We'll get into that in another episode. But yeah, that's how I got into music, really. It's been a long journey, isn't it?
It has been a long journey, but it's been a good journey. I mean,
we'll go through it in pretty much every episode. We've learned some good things, we've learned some bad things. There's pros and cons.
We've learned some scary things.
We've learned some scary things.
We've had some exciting things as well, though, along the way.
We have. We sure have.
So it's been good, it's been bad, it's been ugly.
Yeah, it's been pretty ugly at times. Yeah. But we take something away from those experiences and we learn something from it.
Yes, we do.
So we've had some pretty ugly experiences and pretty weird experiences, and there's certain towns and certain venues which will remain nameless.
Putin.
So yeah, a town near us which shall remain nameless.
Yeah, let's not name it.
We don't want to be associated with that place. But I was booked to do a gig there. It was one of my last gigs before this lockdown happened. Yeah. I think I had like one gig after that before the lockdown, and I was playing. It was a pretty rough. It was a dive bar. It was not good. I'm trying not to describe it with using a swear word for the first episode. So I played my first set, which was 45 minutes. It was just background noise. You know when you play one song after another and there's like no applause? Yeah. I mean, I don't expect applause, but it's nice when they do, isn't it? Yeah. I wouldn't be like, oh guys, why are you not clapping? No. But it's nice when you get it. And so I played my first set. I was not impressed with it. It didn't get good vibes from the place. So I played my second set and I was packing down my gear and some guy was just like chatting to me. I was like, I bet you get paid a lot for these gigs. I was like, I earn enough to get by. Just trying to make out that I'm a young broke musician. And I was loading gear in and out of my boot, and he was following me, asking me like, oh, I bet that's a lot of money you got paid. I'd like some of that money. And then I was putting my speakers in the boot. Hello, creature. I was putting my speakers in the boot, and I turned around to close it, and he was like standing behind me. And he was like, I'd like some of that money now. So I was like, I was already like not in a good mood because it was a really, really bad gig. And he like walked forward towards me and was like, I want that money now. So I was like, I wasn't really in the mood. So I turned around and was like...
whoever is in the mood to get mugged, Connor?
I was in a great mood. I was really looking forward to getting mugged that night. I actually have a sign that says, please mug me after the gig. I'm never gigging in that town again. And so I turned round to... This was probably not the best decision to make because it could have gone either way, but luckily it went in my favour. So I turned around and said, yeah, let me get out my speaker because I've got there's a little cupboard in my speaker. Yeah. And I said that's where the money was. So I pulled out my mic stand and just sort of held it up to him and was like, don't don't try to mug me because I'm not in the mood. And then he wandered off because he was drunk and just wandered down the street. He didn't even go back into the venue.
Wow.
That's the joys of being a musician, guys.
Yes.
Has that ever happened to you?
Nobody's tried to mug me.
Lucky. Oh, mate, goals. Goals right there.
Nobody's ever tried to.
Oh yeah,
mug
there'll be
me.
snorts every now and then.
Oh yeah.
We're not editing them out because that's part of your personality and we love it.
Okay, thank you, Connor. I've not had that. I've had a stalker though. I've had a few stalkers.
You have.
And it's been quite scary at points. As a female musician, I've had quite a few people. What they don't realise is my number on my business card is a work phone.
True.
Which means that quite a few people have access to that work phone, including me, mum, and other people who help out with social media and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I get loads of unpleasant pictures.
Yeah.
That's I get dick pics.
Yeah, this is why I don't have Snapchat. I was saying to you like the other day, I didn't really figure out how to use Snapchat. I didn't know what the point of it was. So I just sort of accepted anyone that added me and I received a dick pic and deleted it, and I've not got the app back since.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
Mainly because Instagram just killed Snapchat.
Yeah.
It's like it just saw that Snapchat were doing stories. Instagram took over and just made it 100 times better, didn't they?
Yeah, it really did.
We're going to do like a whole episode of like being a female in the music industry, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm going to be taking a back seat on that one. That's all for you.
Yeah. let the girls handle that one.
We run the world,
girls. Yeah. But I mean, I've had stalkers. So I was at a gig, and there was a guy that had been stalking me for quite a while, and he lived in London apparently. And
that's quite a commitment to come and see you, isn't it?
I know, but he didn't actually see me. It was really weird. So all of a sudden on my work phone pinged, and I was on my break, and I just got a picture of the car park of the
which
place
is really,
that I was
really
in.
weird.
And then this guy messaged me and was like, "Hey, is this your car?" And I was like, "No," because it wasn't my car. I was
Thankfully.
like, no, but it was the car park. Like, you could see the pub in the background
scary.
and everything. It was really weird. And I asked him if he was at the gig, because I was a bit concerned and a bit scared. And he said, no, not now. And I was like, oh my God, like, it's a scary thing.
It is scary.
Social media is a really weird place anyway. Anyone could be anybody.
It is.
I've had quite a few people as well who've pretended to be me, which has been a bit weird.
That's an episode.
Yeah. I mean, and so it's a bit weird when there's people that, as well.
Because we put ourselves out there.
We do.
We do.
And I know that if you put yourself out there, you should kind of...
expect that and be prepared.
Be prepared for things like that. You should never really expect it, because people should be people, and people should realise that...
Should be decent and nice.
Being weird like that is just not a good thing to
It's
be.
not.
And I mean, he was a proper stalker. I mean, he like told me his love for me and stuff. And I mean, what am I going to be like? By the way, if you're listening, it didn't work, and it will never work.
Very true. I love the little passive aggressive. Just to seal the deal.
I know. It's just like it was just weird. And I blocked this person's number. And I screenshotted all of the messages and stuff.
Good plan.
Yeah, it was just really odd, and it's really unsettling, especially when you're gigging on your own.
And especially when it's something that you love so much. Like gigging, I honestly, during this lockdown, I've missed gigging so much.
Yeah, I have.
Like, and when it's something you love, like I've heard this phrase so many times, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So I don't... Even though gigging is work, I don't consider it work, because I love what I do, because it's not hard work for me.
No.
Well, sometimes it is. Depends if I'm playing in certain towns. But when something like that, which they're clearly trying to put you off of it, that can be really unsettling. But
I mean, I think my brother told me this quote. Sometimes people are too stupid to understand how stupid they are.
Yes. I like that.
And I think that person was probably that.
Yeah.
I think he was probably too stupid to realise how stupid he was.
I like that. That should be on a t-shirt. It's like, you'll probably hear loads of Office references because I love The Office. And there's this scene where he goes, if I ever think about doing something, I think, would a stupid person do that? If a stupid person would do it, I do not do that thing. And I think that's the way that all people should think. Like, especially during lockdown now, should I go to the pub? Should I go town without a face mask? No. Stay at
Should you
home.
go to the pub? Not at the moment.
Not at the moment.
Create your own pub at home.
Yeah, virtual pub. Zoom pub.
A Zoom pub.
Zoom pub.
That's pretty cool.
That's a thing. Trademark to young broke musicians.
Love that.
This whole podcast, we've edited most of like the dog interferences out, but my little pug, well, he's a frog. He's a pug with a quarter Frenchie in him.
Frenchie.
A little Frenchie thing. You want a Frenchie, don't you?
I really want a Frenchie.
There'll be lots of dog conversations in this podcast because we love dogs. And he's called Gus, and he's just been lovely during the whole thing. He's not been an inconvenience at all, has he? He's been... He's been a pain, but we love him because he's fat and wrinkly.
Yeah, he's cute.
He is cute. But I think that pretty much sums up episode 1 of Young Broke Musicians, doesn't it?
It does indeed.
It's been fun, hasn't it? We've been buzzing for this for ages, haven't we?
Yeah, we really have.
We've been sitting on like the album cover thing for a good week, 2 or 3 weeks now, haven't we?
Yeah.
We're really proud of that, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
And we got a YouTube channel for it as well. So like we said, if you want to see like sorry buddy, if you want to see,
kick me.
This is why we need a video one, because it was an accidental nudge.
No, he kicked me. Ow!
So if you do want to see a video version with our lovely faces on the podcast, do let us know. You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, who actually distribute the podcast. You can listen to us on there. And also on Apple Podcasts, it really helps if you give us a little review of the podcast as well. That would be really cool. So let us know what you think.
Please be nice.
Please be nice.
And if you've got any advice or anything that you want to hear us talk about or go into detail about, please let us know. We'll do our research and we will let you all know.
I know. We've got big plans for this. We've got a good few guests that we want to have on once we've got actual podcasting equippment.
Hell yeah.
Because at the moment it's very makeshift, but it does the job, we think. Hopefully. Haven't been recording the whole time. No, it's very you checked. You actually checked. But yeah, we're going to get some more microphones and hopefully interview some famous people in the industry that we love to work in. Yeah.
Okay, we should probably wrap it up now, but thank you for listening, guys, and the second podcast will be out next Monday at 8 a.m.
Very true, and we're going to be finishing every podcast with one word. See ya!